This is Change Your Mindset Podcast, the podcast that helps change your life by helping change the mindset of the 99% into the 1% mindset. Here's your host, Adrian Gomez.
Welcome back to another podcast episode of Change Your Mindset. As always, I'm your host, Adrian Gomez. The term survival of the fittest refers to a situation in which only the strongest people or things continue to live or be successful, while the others die or fail. The unfortunate truth, that is how society works. That is how the animal kingdom works. Only the strong survive, and obviously the weak fall victim to the strong. And that's exactly how our society is today. You have people that are poor, people that are middle class, and people are rich. People that do not want anything better for themselves, that do not ever try to be the best version of themselves, physically, mentally, financially, will eventually fall off and be in poverty. And they'll be left behind, while the people that are actually striving to get better, stronger, wealthier, will overpass them. That's how it works. Whether people like it or not, that's the society we live in. You need to improve. You have to improve, no matter what. Times are getting tougher. Everything's getting more expensive. Houses are going up. Some people in the future will never be able to own a home because they're so expensive, and with the money they make, they will never be a homeowner. So you have to improve. Otherwise, you're going to be like everybody else. You're going to be working a job that you hate. You'll probably be renting an apartment or renting a house. And obviously all these big corporations like BlackRock that are buying all these houses up, you're going to be paying your hard-earned money to them. You have to improve no matter what. Like I said, if you don't, you're going to get left behind. You're going to be average. You're going to be like everybody else. And you're going to hate your life. That's the unfortunate reality. There's this quote I heard that I've lived my life by. It goes, if you do what is easy, you will have a hard life. If you do what is hard, you will have an easy life. Let that just sink in and think about that. The majority of the people, the population, the 99% of people that I talk about, they do what is easy. And look at their lives. They have hard lives. Successful people do the opposite. That's why they are successful. They do what is hard, and they have an easy life. Because they're rich, they're successful, they can do whatever they want. But they do what is hard. You have to do things that you do not want to do to be successful, to get ahead, to have a better life. Like I said before, I don't like getting up early in the morning. I hate it. I hate getting up before the sun rises. It sucks. I would rather sleep in like everybody else. But do I want to be like everybody else, or do I want to do what is hard and be different? Yes, it's hard getting up, going to the gym early in the morning. It's hard coming back, taking a freezing cold shower right after. Is it easy? Of course not. It's hard eating clean food every single day. Is it easy? No. It's hard going to places I have to go to for the business every single day. Do I want to do any of these things? Of course not. Do I have to? Of course. Have to be disciplined. Have to be consistent. All these hard things will provide an easy life. I could be like everybody else. I could sleep in. I could take a warm shower. I can stay home and not work on the businesses because I created the opportunity. Can easily be on the couch, watch TV, do what is not hard, and be lazy. I can complain and say life's not fair. I'm not making enough money. Why me? It's too hard. I'll do it tomorrow. Any excuse you can think of, you can say it because that is easy. And majority of people say stuff like that because it's easy. And they all have hard lives. Do you think people that are successful and rich complain and whine about their situation or about getting ahead, about their business, about how their physical appearance is? No, they do something about it. They take action. They do what is hard. But majority of people don't want to. And that's why it is survival of the fittest. While everyone else complains, whines about their situation, their life, everything like that. Those are the people that fall prey to successful people. People that are not financially educated, like I said, they give their money to these companies, to the rich. They make them wealthier. Survival of the fittest. I'm reading a quote by Eric Thomas. He's a motivational speaker. He's great at what he does. I'm going to read you this quote and hopefully it helps you think a little bit differently. So it starts off by, quote, "Are you a gazelle or are you a lion? Are you a gazelle or are you a lion? Let me tell you the difference between a gazelle and a lion. When a gazelle wakes up, it runs. But if a lion ain't chasing it, it stops running. But when the lion wakes up, it don't need nobody to push it. It pushes itself. Why? Because he realizes that if he does not catch that gazelle, not only him, but his family don't eat." End quote. Most people need to be told what to do because they can't do it themselves. They can't think for themselves. They need motivation. They need inspiration. They need all that to get things done. That's majority of people in our society. And then there's people that just do it because they have to do it. They have no choice. They do things that is hard. Like I said before, most things I do not want to do, but I still have to do them. Because I know I have people relying on me. I know I have people to take care of. I have responsibilities. No matter how I feel or wake up that day, I have to get it done. Whether I'm sad, whether I'm happy, whether I'm mad, it has to get done. It won't get done unless I do it. Nobody cares how I feel that day. The world doesn't stop for me no matter how I feel. The sun's still going to come up. The sun is still going to go down every single day no matter what. No matter how I feel. Compare that to somebody when they wake up, "I don't feel like getting up today. I don't want to do that today. I'm going to call out. I just don't want to do it today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't feel good. I feel sad. I feel depressed." Compare to people like that. Survival of the fittest. When times get tough, people like that will not last. There's a saying that goes, "Tough times don't last forever, but tough people do." And I strongly believe that. You have to do what is hard. You have to do what is uncomfortable to get ahead. And if you do that, your life will be so much easier. As I talk about survival of the fittest, currently how our society is in this country right now, it's pretty bad. You see certain parts of this in the States, like California, New York, where criminals run free, they get away with everything. You see them going into retail stores, walking out with bags of clothes, shoes, jewelry, whatever it is, just walking out with all this merchandise. And people can't even do anything about it. Not even cops can do anything about it. You see people getting stabbed in the streets, people getting robbed at gunpoint, people getting shot in the middle of the day in these cities and states. This is how our society has become. And how this relates to survival of the fittest is because usually these people prey on the weak. It's usually elderly, people that are overweight, people that look like they can take advantage of. These are the people they go after. And the same thing like bullies when you were in high school, college, whatever it is. They take advantage of people that are weaker than them. Survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive. This world is very cruel. Whether you let it eat you up or not, that is up to you. We don't live in a fantasy. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. If you don't like the city that you're in or the state because of the crime or how politics gets involved and stuff like that, you need money to move out to go a better place. And that's why I say survival of the fittest. Look at the rich. If they don't like living, let's say, for example, Los Angeles, they have the money to move out to go wherever they want, to somewhere safer for their family. And that's what you have to do. You have to make enough money to protect your family. And same thing with fitness. You need to get in shape. You have to be physically fit. Let's just say, hopefully this never happens to you, but if you have to fight off maybe a home invader, or maybe someone's trying to rob you in the streets, or if someone's trying to take maybe one of your kids, whatever the scenario is, you have to fight them off no matter what. you had to be physically fit. Most people will not be able to. If you look at someone who's physically fit compared to the average person that eats whatever they want, that's overweight, do you think a person that's either going to rob them is going to pick someone who is physically fit that has the capability of fighting them off? Or will they pick the person that is overweight, that more than likely not going to be able to keep up with them, whether it's cardio, fighting, or being able to fight them off? Who do you think they're going to pick? The average person, the person that's overweight. That's why it's so crucial to be physically fit. Not just to look good, feel good. Obviously, that's the part for some people. But you have to be able to protect yourself, and if you have a family, protect them as well. Like I said, nowadays we live in crazy times, unfortunately. This world is completely upside down. And unfortunately, it is survival of the fittest, and I think in the future it's going to be like that. Whether you change and get ahead and improve, or you fall behind and get left behind. You have to improve every single day. The average person never does. When I go to the gym, I go there to challenge myself to get better than it was before. And when I look at the gym, most people go through the motions. Yeah, they show up there, but they don't challenge themselves. They do a couple of sets, they go on their phones, they look around, they talk to somebody, whatever it is, laugh, giggle, whatever it may be. Most people do not challenge themselves, and I see them there pretty often. When I go to the gym, they're there too. But they look exactly the same. And the reason for that, because they're going through the motion and they are not challenging themselves. You have to challenge yourself. You have to do what is hard to improve and to get better. But most people don't ever do that. They have it too easy. Their life is too easy. I believe if you're going to do something, challenge yourself to get better. Because if you don't, why even bother doing that at all? Don't waste your time. Don't even bother with it. When some people are working out, they start feeling the pain after a couple reps. Obviously, your muscles feeling it, but people stop when they feel pain. And that's the wrong way to approach it. Once you feel pain, you want to look for that pain. And once you find that pain, that's when you keep going. That's where you grow. That's where you challenge yourself. That's where you get better. At the end of the day, you have to do what is hard. Because if you don't, like I said, you're going to have a hard life. It is survival of the fittest. So if you don't want to do it, someone else will do it. They will stomp right all over you. And they won't even hesitate. That is the unfortunate reality. This world is cruel. This world does not give you what you want, not what you hope for. This world gives you what you deserve. Nowadays, most people expect things. They think they are obligated to have certain things, and that's not reality. That's not how the real world works. You gotta put in the work. You gotta be disciplined. Gotta be consistent. You gotta do things that is hard. You're capable of doing amazing things. Like I said, the best gift that you were given is your mind. Most people let their minds control them. They never have control of their minds because they let their mind tell them what to do. They don't control it. But you need to be different. You need to control your mind. You tell your mind what to do. You don't let it tell you what to do. If your mind tells you, go ahead, sleep in, it'll be fine. You don't need to do it. Do it tomorrow. You do the opposite of it. You tell your mind that you're going to do it. At the end of the day, whatever you get from this podcast episode, you need to improve. You need to get better. Times will get tougher. Times will get harder. Like I said, tough times don't last forever, but tough people do. Survival of the fittest. If you do not get better, someone else is. And they're going to get ahead of you. They're going to walk all over you. And they're going to be way ahead of you financially, physically, mentally. Don't be that person that gets left behind. Don't be that person that ends up average and ends up being just like everybody else. Be different. Be better. At the end of the day, it's always you versus you. You have to make that change. No one can make it for you. Are you going to be that lion or are you going to be that gazelle? Choice is yours. That's going to be it for this podcast episode. I appreciate you guys, as always, taking time out of your day to listen to this podcast. Appreciate you guys more than you know. If you ever have a question or a comment that you want me to read on one of these podcast episodes, or maybe you have a subject that you want me to talk about for the whole podcast, you can do that by becoming a Patreon member, and the link for that will be in the description below. And thank you, Patreon member Blade262, for being a Patreon member. I appreciate it as always. Thank you guys again. Please subscribe and share with other people if these podcast episodes provide any value to you. And I appreciate it. Thank you guys as always. I wish you the best. Keep improving every single day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Change Your Mindset podcast. Be sure to tune in every week for a new episode. As always, change your mindset to change your life.